Hey guys, welcome back. So at the end of the last episode, I said I was going to be working more on my flower forest project, and don't worry, we will get to that. But first, I really wanted to finish this place out. This is the birch area of my island, as you can see from the mini-map, if I just fly up here quickly. This entire strip here is a tall birch forest. After they decided not to add them in Minecraft, and inspired by Filza, I decided I'd make my own. So a while back I put all of the trees and everything in, but I hadn't got round to actually doing anything else with it. I hadn't put the moss in, I hadn't made the floor look cool with all the little azalea bushes, and it's actually some green concrete powder works really well with moss for some reason. And I wanted to put beehives in and lilacs because I thought it would all look really nice. And I finally got around to actually doing it. It's not 100% finished. Hello. What are you doing here? Okay, goodbye. Alright, well, you do that. I'll deal with you later. It's not 100% finished, because I haven't quite finished with this pond here. I want to change the bottom out, make it mossy, and see if I can add some more decoration to it. But apart from that, I'm actually really happy with how it looks. I really like the way the floor came out. And the bees. The bees just add so much life to this place. And I really like the lilacs in here. It makes it look a lot like the concept art that they showed at Minecraft Live last year. So I really like how this has come out. And yeah, I just need to finish that little bit with the pond. And then I think this area, at least for now, will actually be done. And now that's out the way, how about we go build some pixel flowers? Now this is exactly what I was thinking of ever since I started this project. Just having the whole thing covered in all of the flowers, and then these pixel art flowers showing exactly where all of the different farms are. I'm honestly so happy with how this has come out. And I'm actually really happy with all of the pixel art. I wasn't sure, it's not one of the things I'm very good at. I spent a long time looking at the artwork for all the different flowers and trying to work out the best colours, the best blocks that would get exactly what I was looking for, and I'm honestly really happy with how they've all come out. I think out of all of them, the pink is probably the weakest, just because in-game it's such a light colour and there just isn't that really pale pink. If you look at it, obviously this is a lot darker than the actual colours, but if you look at the flowers, that top is such a pale pink and they're all so pale. I just couldn't find any blocks that would do it justice. So it's a bit darker, but it's still obvious exactly what it is you're looking at. So I think it still works, but I'm so happy with how they all came out. So if you're wondering what on earth is the point of all of these, essentially what it is that for each of these flowers, if you go straight up to it from coming from my home, which is in this direction, if you go straight up to the flower, directly in front of it, you'll find a hole in the ground. And this leads to a flower farm. I maybe built all of these about a year ago, knowing that I really wanted to do this project. I followed a Shulker craft tutorial to make these. I'll put a link to the video in the description, and it works. I mean, I've built quite a few of these at this point, and I do have to say, it seems to work really well. All you have to do is click on here once, and then it goes. And then once you've got enough flowers, you just click it, and it stops again, and then you just run around and pick up all of your flowers. And in just that short amount of time, I got 57 poppies, so it's effective. And you just put some bone meal in this chest here, and it feeds through into the system. I believe I actually need to slightly change the design on one of these, so you can have a bit of a better look at exactly how this works. So, the flower farm I need to rebuild is the Lily of the Valley farm. For those of you who don't know, Lily of the Valley, which is this really cool drooping looking flower, it's one of the rarest flowers to find in a flower forest. It's why I was incredibly lucky it was just on this very edge right where it goes into the river. So only this very small patch, as you can see here, is actually Lily of the Valley. And I was so glad when I actually found some, because for a while it didn't look like I had any Lily of the Valley, and it is one of my favourite flowers, I've got to be honest. But unfortunately, if I come down here and I run this farm, you'll notice not many Lily of the Valleys are showing up. In fact, if I run around and collect all of the flowers that it has made one Lily of the Valley, and it's mostly cornflowers and oxeye daisies, which is great, but I've already got other farms that have those too. However, if you actually bone meal just this section over here, then you'll see a difference. And then I turn it off again. You'll see that specifically in this section over here, there are still not tons, but there's more. See, this time I've now got 16 in my inventory versus the one when I was bone mealing the middle. So I'm actually going to move this system and see if I can get it to just focus bone mealing over here where the Lily of the Valley actually shows up. So I've moved the dispenser to over here now, I believe it's just here. Yeah. So now, when I run this, it should hopefully focus its bone meal on this specific section of the farm, which is where the Lily of the Valley shows up more than over there, which, as I showed you earlier, tends to have more cornflowers and oxeye daisies and things like that. So if we come over here and we run this, if I get these out of my inventory as well, we can see exactly what we end up with from this run. So here we go. And then if we stop this, sometimes it takes a few goes sometimes, and then we run over here. And this time round, while we still got a decent amount of other flowers as well, we got 11 Lily of the Valleys, which is way better than the one we got previously. So I think this farm is about as optimized as I'm gonna manage to get it. And I'm really happy I made that change. And with that, I think we're going to call it for the day. We actually managed to do quite a lot today. We finished off doing the tall birch forest, and then we built all these pixel flowers, which I'm still just absolutely in love with. And we even fixed my flower farm, which I've been meaning to fix for maybe like 6 months now. So I think we'll call it there, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!